What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing? Today we're going to be doing a new Regulation I team. I'm really excited to talk about this team. Today we're going to be focused on Zacian Crown and a Lunala combo. But before we get into this, I just want to take a good moment to say thank you guys all very much. As you guys may know, that I had a loss in the family a couple weeks ago, and I kind of stepped away for a while to kind of focus on that, you know, helping my family support, you know, the loss of my grandfather, helping my dad out and stuff. But I just want to say that I'm grateful for you guys' kind words. And I thank you guys showing support by talking and pulling up to the streams every time we go live. So I'm grateful for that. So I just want to say thank you. Let's hop right back into it here. So Zacian Crown, like I said, I'm really excited to talk about this team. Off the cuff, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and go into its moveset. Behemoth Blade, play rough, substitute, protect. Behemoth Blade is going to be a really good move. It's just a general good stab move, just 100 base power, 100 accuracy, you know, that's going to be really good. We got play rough as well. Play rough is going to be really good against those Miraidon matches, or anything kind of weak to, like if you fight a Grimmsnarl. You know, there's reasons to have play rough. The thing about play rough I don't like though, and I don't like that 90 accuracy for 90 base power. You know, why the 10% chance to miss? You know, isn't that move already weak enough? So we have that. We have substitute. I've been using that to great success because already fighting Zacian, if you're on the receiving end, you want to take that thing out as quick as possible. But in this double restrictive format, we can use that against our opponent, and we can set up a substitute and make their attacks in vain. And then we can do so much when we're behind the substitute because we got protect as well. So essentially your opponent's gonna have to waste a move and we're gonna protect, or they're just gonna have to double commit, you know? And that's where our partner comes in for cleanup. So that's gonna be really good there. Obviously we're gonna have the rusted sword item where we can get the crown version of Zacian. Intrepid sword, this is gonna be very important because it's very technical. Intrepid sword, on switching, this Pokemon's attack is raised by 1 stage. You get a +1 once per battle. So that means if your opponent has an Incineroar, if you feel like they're going to lead it, which they usually do, they usually lead the Incin, maybe consider having Zacian in the back, because we have Incineroar counters on this team. Hold Zacian in the back just until we get rid of the cat, because essentially Intimidate Pokemon just nullifies the ability here. We got Dark Terror here. The Dark Terror, you know, it's mainly against Calyrex Shadow. Like, we already wall Ice Rider for the most part, you know, at least from Glacial Lance. But the Dark Terror is going to let us just eat up Astro Barrages. And we got Play Rough and Behemoth Blade to kind of clean up from there. So, you know, pretty good set so far. I'm going to go into the EVs. We kind of did a little bit of a defensive set when it comes to our Zacian. We are going to get that +1, so we are factoring that in. So I decided to go 236 on the attack, 92 in the HP, 92 HP, pretty good. 4 defense EVs, 12 Spadef EVs. It kind of lets us survive something, you know? Like, we just don't want to be so frail. 164 speed. This is going to be very important. Jolly nature, 164 speed. You guys are probably wondering, like, why didn't I just max that out? Optimization is key. So 164 HP or speed, essentially we're not maxed. So essentially if we were to use Trick Room, right? If we were to use Trick Room, we're still technically slower than something like a Miraidon, a Calyrex Shadow. So essentially this thing could play in Trick Room. And you know, that's gonna lead me into the next Pokemon. We got Lunala here, our Trick Room setter. So I want to talk about this importantly. Meteor Beam is my Incineroar delete button. You're gonna gain a +1 and you're gonna hit a fire type with a +1 rock type special attack. One shots every time, unless the Incineroar has some special defense bulk and is running Assault Vest. But just a raw dog Incineroar, like, you know, they like to run Rocky Helmets and Citrus Berries and whatnot, we're not even sweating. Because Lunala's defensive typing, being part ghost, it's not even going to be able to use fake out. Incineroar can't fake us out. So if you're against an Incineroar, boom, Meteor Beam pressure, stuff like that. So we got that. Moongeist Beam, that's going to be a general good stab option. I like using Moongeist Beam because it ignores abilities of other Pokemon. So after a +1, if you were to fight like Rock Ogerpon, boom, ignores abilities. You can just shoot through sturdy, you know? So we got that. Dazzling Gleam, Terra Fairy. Now, Dazzling Gleam is good. You know, I feel like it's always good as a general rule of thumb to have a restricted legendary with the spread move. But if you didn't want the D-Gleam, you could also go for a Moon Blast, because, you know, you get slightly more single target power. So you could go for that option. But just for this set, I do want to go with a Dazzling Gleam. I know Moon Blast, though, is going to be on the rental team. So by the time you guys make this team, you guys can use that as an option. Power Herb, that's just going to help us get this Meteor Beam off in one shot. And EV-wise, we got Shadow Shield. We're going to take half damage from an attack at full HP. So it don't even matter like if we get hit by like a Foul Play, a Sucker Punch, an Astral. We're going to soak that thing up. So 137 HP stat base. So we put 228 into the HP stat, 12 into the fence. We max the special attack to really take advantage of that Meteor Beam momentum. 12 and then 12 speed def and then 4 speed. Lunala's not the slowest, it's not the fastest, it's kind of in between. A lot of these good teams, I kind of like playing them so I can run 2 modes of speed control. So we're not fast enough to take advantage. I mean, we're fast enough to take advantage of a Trick Room. Or we're slow enough to take advantage of Trick Room, we're fast enough to take advantage of Tailwind. So we can kind of go either way on that. So it's pretty good here. Good Pokemon. Next Pokemon I want to focus on is Araquanid. Araquanid, really good Pokemon, really underrated. As you guys can see here, has a base 42 speed stat. We're going to take advantage of that because that plays perfectly in the Trick Room. Now, with this Araquanid here, we did opt for leftovers instead of Mystic Water, like you guys have probably seen in Regulation G. Just because we want to be a little more defensive here. We got Liquidation. That's going to pair really well with Water Bubble. If this is your first time using Araquanid, this Pokemon's water type attack, it's ×2, so it's just gonna like just give it like stab and then a little more. So it's like an adaptability boost. It can't be burned also. It can't be burned. That's huge, especially with all sorts of Will-O-Wisp Pokemon running around. So I feel like that's gonna be really good. And fire type attacks are halved against it. So legit Araquanid, every time I see a Chi-Yu matchup, Araquanid looks so good to throw out because we start eating Chi-Yu like goldfish crackers. So we got that. Really good mon. Infestation is a highlight move I want to talk about for a sec. Traps and damages the target for 4 to 5 turns. Now, if you guys go way back to that Lugia video I made in Regulation G, I was using Whirlpool on Lugia because I like the idea of babysitting, you know, like I'll throw a Whirlpool out there and I'll stop something from switching out freely. Liquidation or Infestation does the same thing, but it does it for 4 to 5 turns instead of 3 to 5 like Whirlpool. 4 to 5 turns and it's 100% accurate. So there's been multiple matches where Araquanid was able to get off an Infestation turn 1 and my opponent literally messed up in team preview. Now they can't swap out, you know. It's like I got Araquanid and they got Tyranitar in the field, or they got, you know, they got something that's not favorable. Calyrex-S on the field. Liquidation. They can't swap out. We're good. So we got that. Wide guard. Always, you always need a wide guard user in this format. You know, Calyrex, Kyogre. You have them to blame, but always have wide guard, especially when you're team building on your own. And we got Protect as well. So I think after a wide guard, oh no, after a Protect, I don't think you can wide guard. Or if you, it's something like that. I think it may be the other way around, but I think if you Protect, you can't wide guard next turn. Or vice versa. Someone in the comments can fact check that for me. I just forget how the interaction works. Leftovers is just going to be good because EV wise, we did a more defensive set. We're playing in Trick Room, so we went for a relaxed nature. We could have went Brave for a little bit more attack, but I like the relaxed nature because it lets us maintain our bulk while being slow. Araquanid, as you guys can see, is a special wall, so we're not really going to be worrying about special attacks so much. But we did opt for the defense boosting nature with 76 defense EV. That's going to help us out. 180 attack, it's going to be good enough, and we could still pick up KOs on certain Pokemon that are weak to water with the Terra Water here. And, you know, just max HP. General good rule of thumb. We want this thing to be on the field for a while. So we got that. Next Pokemon is Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon, we've been using it since Reg F. It's really good. One of the highlights I want to mention about Roaring Moon is it's a really good Pokemon to counter Ogerpons, especially if you struggle with Ogerpon matches. It's going to be really good. Calyrex Shadow, it can come in and do things against that. It's a general good Pokemon. You know, for me, it's more like an offensive Jugulis. Like, I like using Jugulis and Moon as like support Pokemon. But let's hop into Roaring Moon. Booster Energy. Booster Energy is something that I want to talk about first. As you guys can see on the EVs here, 119 speed stat, 156 EVs, Jolly Nature speed boosting, 31 IV. After this thing comes out in the field, say if you're fighting an opposing Calyrex Shadow Rider, or let's say Miraidon, right? You know, let's visualize it. We're gonna get that speed boost, which means what? Boom, we're the first person to hit Tailwind so long as they don't have a Prankstermon. Tailwind goes up. Now, Zacian has offensive pressure. We could just go for the play rough, boom. Or if Lunala's out, Lunala can just Meteor Beam, Moon Guys. You know, we got options, we got options. So we got that. Flying Terra is gonna be good, just because I like acrobatics. Because we're gonna use our item anyway, so why not have a move like that? You know, I feel like acrobatics with the Terra flying, it's really good against Rillabooms, especially. You know, cut Tailwind, protect, knockoff. Knockoff is just gonna be generally good. I mean, you can knock off Assault Vest Rillabooms, you can threaten Calyrex Shadows into terrestrializing. So this thing has its utility. I really like it. You know, we gave it some HP, we gave it a little bit of bulk, you know. Stuff like that. This thing's gonna be able to survive and do some things. Ogerpon Heart Flame, Mold Breaker. We were able to hit through Sturdy. Not too many Sturdy mods going around, but like there's some things we can do. Granted, say Tailwind's up and you're fighting a Kyogre matchup, boom, Woodhammer, baby. You just smack that fish out of the water. Woodhammer, you're gonna take some recoil, but it's gonna be worth it. Ivy Cudgel, general goods, fire type coverage. Follow Me, good redirection, and Spiky Shield. You know, Spiky Shield, you know, if you know how to use your protects, you know, I feel like Ogerpon is just good for offense, but if you're trying to stall out Tailwind from your opponent or Trick Room or something, Spiky Shield's really gonna help in. And EV wise, we didn't max its speed, we only gave it 220. Pretty much we did the same thing like I said with Trick Room. We didn't want to max its speed because we wanted to be slower than like Calyrex Shadow. Because in Trick Room, we could take it out, Ivy Cudgel, Woodhammer, right? Or in Tailwind, we'll be just fast enough just to take it out anyways, you know? So I thought that's a good Pokemon. Ogerpon, just to mention it, just if you knew. When we terrestrialize, we are gonna gain a different ability. It's pretty much Zacian's ability, but it gets it every time it comes out into the field, you know? So it's not like a once per battle like a Zacian. So Ogerpon's gonna be really good here. Adamant Nature. And the last Pokemon I want to talk about here is we got Raichu. Raichu with the Assault Vest is surprisingly really good, actually. Let me tell you. Raichu, you're gonna want to put all offense moves on anyways. Assault Vest, pretty much an unboosted Calyrex Shadow. We can survive one Astral Barrage. The second one will take us out. But by then, what do? We hit that thing with Nuzzle. Now we're talking, right? Calyrex Shadow could be paralyzed with Nuzzle. Boom, Zacian. Or even like, we got Terra Grass, right? Say if you're fighting Kyogre, Terra Grass. Boom, Nuzzle. Protect the Zacian. It's paralyzed. You go for the play rough, you know? Like, we got options here. Endeavor's gonna be good because you're gonna soak up some of those special attacks with ease. And so with low HP Endeavor, you're just gonna send your opponent's HP the same as yours, so that's gonna be really good. Raichu isn't the slowest, it's not the fastest, but this speed stat 188 is gonna be perfect because like I said, I like playing to both sides of speed control. So that's gonna be really good here. Volt Switch just to keep the momentum. But there's a lot of matches where I like to lead Raichu, especially if they have Miraidon. Fake out, boom, set Trick Room up, you know, Volt Switch out. Like there's a lot of ways we can do this here. Raichu's gonna be really good. And like I said, this whole team is synergized really well together. I'm gonna have a rental team ready in the comments section or in the description below the video. I have a rental team, but you know, you guys can get the Pokepates as well if you guys join the Discord server, stuff like that, if you guys just want access to it. But yeah, we've really been in the kitchen with Regulation I. we're really back. But you know, don't leave yet, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into the battlefield, and I'm gonna give you guys like a real-time play-by-play on how to use this team in action, you know. So I'll see you guys there. All right, people, we are on the battlefield here. So right off the bat, so Miraidon's gonna use its ability. It's gonna give us the sunlight and everything. So Ogerpon's gonna break the mold here. Grassy Surge is gonna get turned on. We got a lot of abilities on the field right now, but we got Lunala and Ogerpon here. So right off the get-go, I know Rillaboom can't pressure me with Fake Out at all. So we're just gonna go for the offense and Moonblast the Miraidon. And I just wanna throw the Ivy into the Rillaboom. Right here, I have offensive pressure on my opponent, and it's only turn 1. So let's see how this plays out. Let's see. I mean, like I said, my opponent has to be feeling the heat. They have to know that they're kind of cooked here, right? So let's see. Yeah, Ogerpon knows that Ivy Cudgel's coming. Sun boosted too. Like, we're taking advantage of that Miraidon full send. I know my opponent's sick. Let's give him a little second. Like I said, I explained how the team works, but this is real time. We're showing this how it works here. So let's see. Rillaboom goes for the Fake Out to Ogre. Okay, we knew it. We knew it. Okay, Flare Blitz. Look, Flare Blitz. Boom. The power of Shadow Shield, baby. Look, he just made it easier. Ogerpon's gonna flinch, which is fine. Look at that Moonblast, baby. Boom. It may have survived Dazzling Gleam, so that's why I kind of like the Moonblast. Ogerpon's gonna get a little bit of recovery as well. Mind you, Ogerpon's Wood Hammer is gonna be boosted as well because of this Rillaboom. So I'm really taking advantage of my opponent here. Okay, look, here's the Ensign. Here's the Ensign. Here we go. Here we go. So look, we can literally just Meteor Beam here. We can literally just Meteor Beam, right? Yeah, let's go for it. Boom, Meteor Beam. And we're just gonna Ivy Cudgel again, you know? Why not, right? Essentially, we're trying to force my opponent to Terrasilize. Oh my god, they cancel the battle, people. They cancel the battle. That means they knew they were cooked. Alright, this is the next battle. So right here we got Dawn Wings and we got an Indeedee. So right now, this is pretty much a standard Trick Room team my opponent's using. But what do they got here? Psychic Seed, it seems like. Okay, yeah, so they're really trying to boost our special defense. So we got Lunala and Ogerpon. So right off the cuff, I feel like this Indeedee is really going to be an issue. I mean, he could go for an Expanding Force, but why would he, right? He assumes, I'm pretty sure my opponent assumes I have Wide Guard. So I figure I'm just going to go for a Meteor Beam potentially. And I feel like just getting the special attack boost now would be really good. Just pretty much double into the Indeedee because, like, I don't know. If he's a good player, he has to have Wide Guard. So let's see what happens here. We got it, we got it. Let's see. Meteor Beam, get the +1, and then just Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, he's definitely gonna follow me here. Let's see, yeah, there we go. He has a follow me set up. Yeah, that means he really wants to get Trick Room up. Boom, Ivy Cudgel. There we go. And look, we got the Meteor Beam coming out. We're gonna get the +1 here. I don't know if he's gonna go for Trick Room, but like this is typical Trick Room setup. Let's see. Fully charged to a Power Herb. Here we go. Boom. Oh yeah, so Indeedee just drops here. So technically we should be going into turn 2 perfectly unscathed. So let's see. Yeah, there goes the Trick Room. All right, perfect. Yeah, I do know he has that Calyrex in the back. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, here it comes. Boom, has 2 abilities. Okay, so yeah, we already used the Meteor Beam here, so I could technically Moongeist here. I mean, he's obviously gonna Glacial, but I feel like he still thinks I have Wide Guard. I don't know. So I could go for the Moongeist. Just, you know, because both Pokemon, they're technically weak to it. Well, let's just kind of check on that. Boom. Yeah, he has both restricteds out too. So I mean, he kind of has some pressure. But if he's good, I don't know. I feel like we have to really play here. So yeah, let's just go straight for the Moongeist here. And then let's see. Maybe I'll just Ivy the Cali. Yeah, let me try Terra first. Boom, do that. I don't know, yeah, I feel like the Ivy card is going to be kind of free. I don't know what that Calyrex is going to do. Here we go. Do a little Wood Hammer instead, just because it's going to do more damage. We could get the crit, but I doubt it. But here we go. We're going to Terrasilize here, just in case the opposing Dawn Wings throws a ghost move. All right, here we go. Let's see how it plays. Oh, Calyrex went passive. That's insane. Did he just throw? Did he just throw? Okay, yep, look, the Moongeist beam. This is what the Terrestrialization was for. And we just eat that up. Lunala just eats that. I'm telling you, Lunala's a G. Here we go. We're going to return fire. Anything you can do, I can do better. Here we go. Boom. We just one-shot that thing, yo, with confidence at that. And you know, it's crazy because it was full health. And a super effective move is supposed to do like half the damage or something, you know? So we're good. Calyrex went passive. We're pretty much in the driver's seat in this match here. Okay, here comes Tyranitar. Hold up. Okay, so I know that's a +1 if you guys ever watch this content. I know he put out a video. So like, is this Fling Tyranitar? That's crazy. That's so crazy, it is. So this is kind of what's wild. A lot of folks, they legit just go on YouTube and you know, it's nothing wrong with it, trial and error. But if you're just taking teams and you don't even know how they work, and you're gonna try that against me, it is never gonna fly. So yeah, we're gonna go for the Moongeist into the Cali, and we're just gonna Spiky Shield. I don't know, that Tyranitar, I feel like he's gonna be the Fling variant. Probably Fling, Rock Slide, Protect, shit like that. He is gonna Terrasilize his Calyrex here. Terra Water, okay. Used to Fire, but Terra Water, so this kind of confirms it. Boom, we're gonna go for the Spiky Shield. Let's see what happens here. What's Tyranitar and Cali up to? Yeah, okay, Rock Slide, yeah, he's Iron Ball. He's Iron Ball Tyranitar. Rock Slide, we're gonna get hurt. Here we go. Here comes a Glacial. Okay. We should survive this. Hold up. We should survive. Shit, okay, yep, okay. Yep, we survived that like nothing. Boom. I'm telling you, the power of Lunala is not to be underestimated. Boom. Cali takes some decent damage. Okay. So the Sandstorm kind of is helping us a little bit here. I mean, chip by chip. Let's see. 2 turns of Trick Room, 2 turns of Terrain, 4 turns of Sandstorm. I mean, I could switch out here. At the same time, it's like, it may be good if I just go down, right? Like, there's some situations where it's just better to go down than a hard swap, you know? So yeah, that's kind of what we're gonna lean into here. Wood Hammer, there we go. Oh yeah, okay, yep, he's definitely Fling, okay. There's the Iron Ball. Okay. And the Glacial. Okay, so we're gonna go down here, but this is perfect, believe it or not. Because we got a Wide Guard user in the back, and we have our Zacian. So we're still in this fight. All he has is Tyranitar and Cali. And we have Wide Guard, like I said, you know. Okay, yeah, he's gonna get that Sharply attack boost. I mean, this should be like, for some trainers, this would be like considered a losing position. But look what we got. We got Tech, we got Wide Guard, we got Type Resist. What can Tyranitar do to Zacian even? You know what I'm saying? So we're still in here. Araquanid is gonna come out. I feel like I should just double protect here. He has 1 turn of Trick Room left, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 turn. Okay, so boom, we're gonna protect. Just double protect. Because we figured too, if you really think about it, that Sandstorm chip is gonna help us out to just guarantee we can get a KO with Behemoth Blade onto the Calyrex, even though it has a Type Resist and absurdly high defense. So I'm not really sweating here, honestly. High horsepower, of course. Makes sense he would do that though. He wants a Zacian. Now, he knows it's a threat. He knows. Rock Slide. Boom, we just nothing. And the fact that he's going to keep doing that, I mean, we're pretty much going to go until the next turn with Wide Guard action. Or we can just pop the T-Tar altogether. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not worried about this thing in the battle. Okay, boom. We're just gonna get that leftover. Like I said, this relaxed nature Araquanid has really been proving its worth. Dimensions are back to normal. Weirdness is gonna disappear. So let's see. Hopping into this turn. I don't know, we could do something. I kind of want to go for the KO into the Calyrex. Let's see. I mean, there's really no reason why I shouldn't. 2 turns of Sandstorm left. I mean, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot with it, you know. I get the idea, but believe it or not, he's kind of helping us as well. So we're gonna just go for the straight offense, Behemoth Blade and Liquidation, just to kind of like scale this battle here. Okay, he's done. Okay, is he going for the double protect? Is he going? Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, he goes for the double protect, which is kind of insane to do, because legit, I was kind of unsure if Behemoth Blade would KO, but this is definitely gonna KO after this turn now, right? Because like I said, he has that Sandstorm chip coming, you know? Chip damage, any form of chip damage is always going to be good because it just secures. So yeah, and he's already in the red zone. So that's exactly how we wanted this thing to go. And we got Araquanid. Araquanid doesn't even care about the Sandstorm chip because we got those leftovers, you know? So this is a good time. So yeah, we're just going to go for the Behemoth Blade there and just Liquidation that T-Tar. He canceled the battle. All right, that's kind of insane. All right, so far so good. This team has gotten 2 battles in a row. We have tried and true this team on Showdown as well. And I just can't wait until that regulation eye ladder kicks in. But right here, my opponent is using Palkia and Dialga Origin. So right now, in a way, these are kind of freebies for Zacian here. So we got Palkia. We're just going to go for the play rough there. And Ogerpon, I mean, there's not too much I can do. I can follow me for some redirection, but honestly, why not just Ivy Cudgel the Dialga here? So let's see. Okay, boom, play rough. Yeah, we're just gonna eat this thing up, you know? Yeah, so we're gonna do some decent damage. Maybe Dialga sets up Trick Room, maybe it doesn't. Here's the Ivy Cudgel. Let's hope for a crit. Oh, no crit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Earth Power. Okay, look. Boom, and that's where the Zacian EV spread comes in. Even if that was a stab move, we would have at least survived another turn. So you guys can kind of see how this team's been working out so far. And now he's going to send out Rayquaza, so like he just has treats for Zacian all day long. I don't know. But let's see. Boom. Behemoth Blade. Oh, there's a lot we could do here. I think he has Vikavolt in the back potentially. Like if I had his team, I would have set up Trick Room and I would have had Vikavolt come out, maybe for some Discharge, Terry Electric, Telepathy type shenanigans. But so far so good. We're just going to be able to cudgel again, right? It's kind of free. I mean, let's see. Like I said, you know, some of these players, you can tell how experienced they are based off of their onslaught. But yeah, we're just going to go for that. Do a little switch. Bring Raichu out here. I feel like Raichu's going to be kind of free. Boom, Raichu comes out. And like I said, you know, I'm gonna have this team everything there and everything, and you guys are gonna be able to check everything out. Let's see. Boom. Good call, we did the protect. Okay, so now we're gonna be in the next turn. I think we're in turn 3. Like I said, these are just freebies. Like it's kind of a shame because this is like the freest Zacian game I've ever played in my battling career. Let's see. Just play rough there. And the fake out into the Dialga seems like a nice choice. Like the Rayquaza really isn't threatening anything. Boom. And remember, Rayquaza's kind of slow too, thanks to that base 90 speed stat. So yeah, we're always gonna outspeed the Rayquaza. Boom. So yeah, we've been doing our thing. Let's see what he brings out. Is he bring out Vikavolt? Vikavolt, okay, yeah. And like I said, that's why in team preview I took advantage to bring Raichu, just because like what can Vikavolt really hit us with now, you know? It's either gonna be a bug move or nothing at all, you know what I'm saying? So there's a couple options we can do here, but like I said, Zacian's just been in the driver's seat the entire match. It's so good. Like I said, this team is a really good team. You know, you guys should be able to ladder up really well with it. But yeah, we're gonna finish this battle up. Play rough. I mean, the play rough seems like it could be useful. I mean, it's kind of the only attacking option we do have. Yeah, Zacian's howling away. Let's hit it. And Vikavolt no slouch, but it's just like, I don't know this guy's team composition. I don't understand it entirely. But we're going to go for the Play Rough and the Nuzzle. Just in case Dialga somehow survive, but we're just going to take it out anyways. But that's fine. We're going to go for the Nuzzle. Not going to do a scratch to Vikavolt. That's like 1% HP. Zap. Oh. Did he just... He just threw that. He raw dogged a Zap Cannon, which is 50% accurate. That's just kind of insane. That is so insane. Yeah, we're going to punish this guy. Raichu doing his thing. Okay, looks like he's going to Terrasilize here. Okay. Terra Grass. So yeah, we pretty much cooked this guy. Hey, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Be sure to use this team, take it on the ladder, and enjoy it. Zacian and Lunala, I think they've proven themselves. And I hope I catch you guys in the next video. And if you hadn't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And another upload will be coming out soon.